Hi, this is Hello Rodney. Thanks for clicking on my video. Well, I want to talk a little bit about about YouTube, and there was a guy who did a video the other day, and he was making a video about how he had received a letter from YouTube, a stern warning from YouTube about his account, and he was concerned, and then he was concerned about it. It was so convincing. I mean, it convinced me, because I'm a very gullible person. I can be fooled easily, because I look at something and I say, oh, okay, I can believe that. I believed him. I believe this person that he was sent a stern warning. And it was such a good thing. It was such a good acting job on his part. Even though he's came out with another video and said that he had posted under comedy, which I never even look at what people post their things under. If I'm a subscriber to theirs, I just look at their video and I don't really pay attention to that. But he was so convincing in his storytelling that there was one YouTuber that deleted all his videos because he didn't want to have the same thing happen to him, which I can understand. I can understand that person doing that. And it seems like YouTube is going, I think, in sort of a direction where people are. It's not that I'm not so sure that it is a malicious sort of thing where people are wishing to do things and say things that are fooling people and that kind of thing. I don't think it's malicious. I don't think this person did anything that was malicious. I think they were just doing what they did to have a good time, and people got a little bit carried away. And the guy took that video down, came out with a video explaining what happened. And I think that I personally appreciated that. And maybe the direction that YouTube is going to go is where people are going to do these kind of things more often, and not going to tell anybody that it was a fake. They're just going to take it to the absolute limit, to where not one person will take all his video down, but 50 or 100 people will take all their videos down because they're so frightened that they take everything down. It's sort of like the War of the Worlds. And that sort of storytelling is an interesting thing. But what it does is it makes fools of the viewers. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I don't, and it's not that I'm, and I understand why. I understand why this person made that video, because he probably is getting bored with making videos. He's probably getting bored with making videos that everybody understands, and he wants to do something that is going to shake things up or throw a curveball or do something. I mean, the medium is not a boring medium, but the things that are happening on YouTube are pretty boring. And you know what's going to happen whenever you see a video, except for Hello Rodney, the greatest vlogger ever. And when I say I'm the greatest vlogger ever, you only have to look at the number of views I get to realize that that's a big fat lie. But it's a lie that's told that it's just so outrageous that nobody's going to be fooled by that. But when somebody comes out with a video that says, I got this letter, and it's a stern warning from YouTube that I better clean up my act or I'm going to get booted off, and this person has got thousands of subscribers, then it's and I'm not so sure that the Boy Who Cried Wolf is a good example of this. But I just think that people are going to have to be more on their toes and more like the real world. I have a tendency to believe what people say here, unless it's just totally outrageous, and that's my own being naive. Because I personally like being naive. I don't like to have to put every single thing through a filter. Now, when I see people on the street and people say something to me, then I have a filter that kind of works with that. But on YouTube, I have a tendency to go ahead and believe what people say if I know them, if I've seen their videos before. So I think YouTube is going to be going into an interesting sort of a thing. Well, not necessarily YouTube, but the way people make videos. But I also think that that the people that you watch and that I watch, that we're a very, very small percentage of what YouTube is. If you just look at the all the most discussed and everything else, you're going to find very few people like me there, very few people like anybody there that you really know. The site's huge, and when somebody disappears, yeah, well, they may be missed for, you know, in YouTube time, like, you know, a week, and then you know, then people are just moving on, because this is not, even though this is a part of people's lives where they get out of bed, they watch videos, and it's interesting. Now, Lonely Girl was the big thing when I first came to YouTube, and people were wondering about whether or not it was real. And as long as people didn't know if it was real or not, it was interesting. And then once people found out it was fake, it was like, well, you know, because if YouTube is going to turn into a place where people are just doing it strictly for the entertainment without actually giving a piece of themselves, you know, it's just going to be like watching TV, and I think people are going to get turned off by that. It might be okay for a while, you know. People say, "Oh, this is interesting," you know, and they get into it for a while. But you know, once people get bitten a couple of times and feel like they've been fooled, and feel like they've been that they're the butt of the joke, then you know, people are gonna vote by not watching those videos. And it's going to be an interesting thing to see what happens. And this one particular person that put out this video that said that they had been given this stern warning. They came out with a video and explained what was going on, and explained that it was under the comedy category. And so I guess we just have to, you know, I guess I just have to look at it and say, well, what's this listed under? Is this a vlog, or is this comedy, or whatever it is? And if it's under comedy, I'm not so sure that I'm going to watch it, because I really don't think there's that many funny people on YouTube. It's all Rodney. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.